Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is part 6 of my visit to Kibworth Antiques Centre. In this, there's some really nice Costa Boda Scandinavian glass, and also I find a nice piece of Whitefriars that's, hidden gem amongst the glass. And I think I found a couple of new references again. So yeah, I'm always on the lookout for those. So let's get on and have a look at the glass. These down here, got a bit of Chippendale. I think I've shown you before. These are little open salts. You've got this big trophy vase, 1930s Chippendale. So it says 1930s, but yeah, these were being imported before that by Jefferson's. The importer was C.J. Pratt, but yeah, this might be, the colour, the glass in these is much brighter than the glass in these. This makes me think this is older. I might be wrong, but yeah, these look very bright. This is very grey.
I wanted to explain what I was talking about in relation to those Chippendale vases. So this is an advert from the Pottery Gazette from 1913, and you can see this is Chippendale. It's actually imported into the UK by Jefferson Glass Co. At the beginning of the 1930s, this glass was licensed to Davidson's. So it was then produced in the UK, and then they carried on producing it after the war. So you will see some variation in it. There's dozens and dozens of patterns. I actually have another catalogue picture here. I think it's going to appear, yes. And so there, this one is very close to what we were looking at. I think there was over 200 different shapes for this pattern, and I said they were making it from this one's from 1909, and if you think they were making it up into the 50s or 60s, I think yeah, there's going to be variation in the colour of the glass. It was actually made in a different country at this point, so yeah, there's lots of variation in there in the look and feel of it. And it's, if you're going to collect it, you've got to bear that in mind, that there was a big variation of this. Little salts were very bright, and the tall vase was quite grey.
You saw I wasn't excited by the coloured glass earlier, but this is the nut job I am. I am excited by this up here. It's a pressed, mould blown, probably 1880s decanter, maybe by Sowerby, not certain. But yeah, that's pretty about the stopper, but that's the kind of thing, because yeah, I'm a nut job and that's what makes me interested. So sorry about that. What we're looking at is the Decanter Ancient to Modern by Andy McConnell. And this is the decanter we were looking at. You can see that the stopper that it had was clearly wrong. And the date he's got on here is 1880. Unfortunately, he doesn't say who made it. I think I might go off and have a look in some catalogues anyway, but yeah, he doesn't say. A little French 1960s, 70s decanter here. These stoppers are always like this. This is by J.G. Durant. But this is a bit more interesting. This is Home Guard. I've not seen this one before. So, oh, it's got the label on it. There you go. It's Home Guard. But I've not seen this one before. Every Christmas they do a different pattern for Christmas, and people in Denmark and on the continent collect them, as you said. I don't know what year that's from. It'd be interesting to try and figure out what year. Maybe I'll try and figure out what year it's from.
I've been trying to find that Home Guard Christmas bottle. So Home Guard have been making these bottles since I think 1980. Hang on, so my maths tells me that means there should be 44 different ones. Yeah, so they have different designers make a different pattern on them every year. I think some of the designers are the same, but over time they've changed at least. And I think sometimes they have guest designers come in and make them. And I've been sort of like ploughing through millions of them on Google, and I can't find that one. I don't know if there's really rarer ones or not. I mean, there's not all of, so they use this bottle type. Let me show you. This is the earliest one I found, which is the 1981 bottle. The bottle has not changed at all, and it is just a basic bottle that's made with the same mold every time. It's not super quality. Comes with a little cork with a metal top, and it has a transfer on. And yeah, so it's not anything super fantastic. It's just a thing that they have in Denmark, that they have these bottles that come out every year with a different design, and probably people collect them. If I go back to, is it here? Yeah. If you look, let me see if I can find a box. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Show me a box, someone. Here's one, look. Is this going to come out nice and big? Visit, come on. Show me the box bigger. So the box, you can see, has the year on it. Yeah. So if you wanted to get a picture of all of them, you could easily. And if you wanted to try and collect all 44, the fact that I've seen one and I can't even find it here, if you're in the I suppose if you lived in Denmark, you could easily find them all. But if you don't, it's going to be a bit of a problem. But it would be a fun thing to do. They're not that expensive. I suspect some of the early ones might be more expensive because the Danes might be looking for them. So anyway, that's what they are.
What's interesting here is this. I have a feeling, I don't want to pick it up. Yeah. I've seen this recently. I think it might be Hadland. I'm not certain, but I think it might be. I've seen it. It might be Whitefriars. I'm not certain. I've been looking at them recently, but I'll probably check my brain and see what it says.
In that clip, I mentioned Hadland a couple of times, and this is what I was thinking of. This is the Hadland 1965 catalogue downloaded from the Mats Lindor website. And yeah, Blah Drew. And this is what I was thinking of. These bowls here with this blob in the bottom. But yeah, none of them have a scalloped edge. So jump forward to my other thought, which was Whitefriars. And there's this one here. Now, this is the whitefriarsglassworks.com website. This is the 1969 catalogue. And this one has a scalloped edge, but the one we were looking at looks flatter. It might be this, which is the 9722. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not certain. I think it's this. I think other people did these with these blobs in the bottom, but those are the two that are jumping to mind. So I think it's this. I think it's Whitefriars. It looks nice and thick, like that bowl was.
A couple of Romanian baskets from the 1970s. Yeah, they usually have broken pontal. Can you see? Not all, I think they changed the style a little bit over the time, but yeah, with this pulled base, speckled little knobble on the top of the handle. Very from the Paduria Niagara factory. I'll have a reference for that, I think. So I'm going to pull that out.
We're looking at the 20th Century Glass website, and I thought I'd go with this reference. I don't always go with this reference, but I thought I would, just to show you something. So this is the basket in question. You can see it's got the little blobble on top that I was talking about. It's got this bit of riggery down the side, and it's got the pulled feet, speckled body. It's the same people that make the fish. If you look at these fish here, look, so they come with stripes and different colours and all sorts. It's the same people. So anyway, let's go back to this. What's nice about this particular reference is it's got this label, made in Romania. Now, it also explains here, it's very nice guy does this, made in Romania means that is the spelling before 1975. So this is pre-1975. So it might even be 60s, I don't know. But it does make it, you can definitely say 70s because it's pre-75.
Some interesting bowls down here. Are these the Polish ones? No. Well, they might still be Polish. They're like the Polish ones. I'm trying to remember what the Julius something, Niemann, I think. It's like that, but it's not that. They're quite cool. They're very deco. So we'll put that down, try and find those.
First of all, I'd like to point out that I committed a heinous crime there, in that I didn't actually turn the label over and look and see what it said. So yeah, that's a complete failure. But I had been going for quite a long time. I was getting quite tired. My brain gets addled as I go along. So I mentioned Julius Niemann from Poland, also known as Stole Niemann. You can see here, this one says J. Stole Niemann. Anyway, there's two bowls that are attributed that are like them. You can see this example and this example, and they're not exactly the same. Let me show you. So this is one of them, and you can see this one doesn't have the lines going through this way and then this way and meeting in the middle. It doesn't matter that it isn't frosted or not, that's neither here nor there, but it does have this kind of pattern around the edge, and the handles, you can see the handles, similar handles, yeah, but apart from the fact that these have got a rounded bit and it's not square, so not quite the same. And then the other one is this one here, and you can see this is a bigger bowl, so the small ones only have 2 steps on, and it does have these lines that go through, like the one we were looking at. It has this kind of pattern around the edge here, but it has these 2 little squares in the middle and this bit around it, and those bowls didn't have that. I knew they didn't feel right for Stole Niemann, the 2 patterns that I know that are very similar and not quite the same. And I've been off. I looked at Stozel, which is a Czech company that does similar works. No, I've also looked at Wolfram Zon. I couldn't find it there. So yeah, I even have a Stole catalogue that I looked through, couldn't find it there. So I don't know who made those bowls. They might be Stole Niemann, they might be Polish, but they might not be.
There's some really nice Costa Boda stuff in this cabinet here. Little Antiqua, I think it's called, bottle, double dip, can you see there? Sorry about the background noise, I'm close to the coffee shop here. Stromberg's Titan, Stromberg's Titan bars. I think I'm going to focus on that. Unfortunately it's wrong period for me, otherwise. But look at this is nice as well. That's custom. I'm going to try and find all of these bits and pieces in the Mother Sweden website and see what pops up.
This website's called mothersweden.com. The bottle we were looking at is the design is called Antiqua. That was actually on the label, designed by Bertil Valen, this guy here. But here we've got the year 1977. Also, as we scroll down, we can see this is the exact shape of the bottle. It was this color but this shape. So, and we've got a model number, so it's 48009. What we can't do is click through and look at the writing. There's nothing. This is what we get. So they show you what writing looks like underneath. But anyway, this is what we were looking at. It's the 48009, and you can see that these numbers are fairly close together. So anyway, that's what we were looking at. Sticking with the Mother Sweden website, we've got this here. Kjell Engman, I'm probably killing that name there. 1986 is when this pattern is from. So we've got a year, which we didn't have before, and they've got a few for sale. And they have it here, and they've got the model number 98904. So there we go. What's interesting is the prices here. They seem cheaper, but these are significantly smaller, and also you'd have to get them posted to you. So yeah, they're not really cheaper. They are actually smaller items than what we were looking at in that cabinet. We're looking at the 1977 Strombergsheiten catalogue that I've downloaded from the glassmusterbusch.de website, and I think the vase we're looking at is this one here, the 1040-389. I think it's this one. The only problem is there's quite a few vases that are similar-ish to this one, so not 100%. If you scroll down, you'll see what I mean. There's these ones here, these ones here, this one here, this one here. Yeah, there's several. What's nice here is that you scroll really fast. Scroll fast, get through it. There we go. So what they've got in this catalogue is the etched designs, or engraved, I should say. Etched is the wrong word. And I think it's like a cut down version of this one here. In fact, without that bit there, but I think it's got these two bits here and this leaf here. And it's a 304. They don't have different versions of it here, so I think this is what we're looking at. A cut down version of this little engraving here.
Got an Empoli goblet here. Turquoise, but yeah, that's Empoli. It's got a safety rim on it, so that's. And a couple of Chance Brothers handkerchief vases. This one though is a rarer pattern. I don't think I've ever seen that apart from in the book. So I will look that up and put a date on it. And then you've got a cedar bone bud vases, but this is interesting as well. I think this is Czech. I'm going to try and find that. I think it might be in the acrylic glass book. I'm looking underneath and I'm thinking, maybe not. It feels very heavy. Oh, sorry. So I will try and see if I can find it.
We're looking at the 20th Century Glass website, and this is the section for Chance Brothers, and we've got one of the handkerchief vases. And this is the first one we're looking at, is called Cordon, and it was introduced in 1961. And the other one, if I go back a page, boom, yeah, this is the other one, exactly the same. It's nice that he's got the labels on them. And this one's called Gingham. So yeah, Chance. I didn't realise this. Member of the Pilkington group. Pilkington, yeah, the funny story there. Pilkington tried to buy a Japanese company, glassmaker, that was like a third the size, and then the city turned them down, and then the Japanese company that was a third the size turned around and got the money to buy Pilkington. That's just off the top of my head, but I know that happened. It's quite a long time ago. But anyway, yeah. And this one's from 1977. I normally use the Miller's 20th Century Glass book or the Charles Hadgematch British Glass in 20th Century for this reference, so there's plenty of information about these bowls in those books.
Little pin tray. That's a Chance Brothers one. And it's, I think that pan's called Calypso. But behind it there's another nice little 3-piece Victorian sherry glass. And this here, there's a pair of these Victorian pink vases. Oh, they're jugs, but they're ornaments really, they're vases, just with handles on. See, there's 2. And they're cased with frilly tops and frosted handles, so there's a bit of work in those. So yeah, I quite like them. Well, they're quite good things, that's all. They're not my collecting thing, but they are quite good things.
The Chance Brothers sandwich plate that we're looking at, when it's that kind of shape, it's for like having little rowish sandwiches on it. Yeah, that's what I believe. Anyway, I thought we'd look at it from a different angle, in that the pattern is called Calypso, and I just wanted to show you some of the range of what you get with these patterns that you get from Chance Brothers, because yeah, we normally see the handkerchiefs, but there's a whole bunch of other patterns that they have. Calypso is, I think, one of the trendy ones. The other one is Swirl. But anyway, so what we've got is we've got kind of like normal plates, oval plates, there's a sort of like ovoid plate, we've got different sizes, triangular plate, I think, that looks like one, a square plate, we've got a ruffled plate, see, with a wobbly edge there, we've got a cake stand plate, so just the difference there is it's a ruffled plate with a little metal clip that goes around it. We've got this kind of rectangular one with the pattern going sideways. This is what, the one we're looking at is going, well, is this one like that? No, that's even a different shape as well, because that's got incurved sides. So we've got an even different rectangular one there with incurved sides. What else have we got? I know there's more. I know we've got tumblers. Yeah, there's also the giraffe carafe, but with the Calypso pattern on it. Oh look, they've got a 2-stage cake dish, a single stage cake dish with the handle with a hole drilled through it. These ones have got holes drilled through it, where the other one was like a clip-on type thing. Yeah, there's kind of like, just if you were just collecting these kind of things, there's like everything by the kitchen sink on just one pattern. It looks like there's at least 20 different sizes and shapes to go with it, and then you've got other patterns that are going around, like there's this rosy one here, there was another one, different one, there's like, this is a very jazzy looking 70s job, there's another jazzy looking 70s job. You can see there's so much going on with these, you know, they're a mass producer, but they were also producing lots of shapes and patterns, so you probably get all of, like for this jazzy blue one, all of these or most of these other shapes as well. So yeah, if you were going to go down that rabbit hole, it's probably, oh look, I didn't notice these before, glass lidded trinket dishes. Anyway, yeah, it's a very deep rabbit hole if you were going to go down that one. I tried to find that Victorian jug, and it's a rabbit hole of its own. It's very difficult to try and pin down who made these things. So this is the closest one to it I've been able to find. There's another yellow one here, this one, but unfortunately that link is dead, broken somehow. Yeah, so let's go and have a look at it, and I'll show you. And they're just saying Victorian satin glass jug, and my search was for satin glass jug, so yeah, they don't know any more than I do. Circa 1890, so yeah, that makes it Victorian. It will be late Victorian, and these were probably made into I bet they were made into the Edwardian period as well. If I go back, oh hang on, if I go here, there's another one which is, I think, also probably made by the same maker as well because of the way the handle is. So this one's a bit less like it, but just something about it says I think it's the same, even though it's a different colour. The painted pattern's different, and they don't know either. They're just saying Victorian ruffle neck, blah 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 blah. So yeah, I'm happy that it's Victorian. I've got it on for £39. Buy it now. That kind of gives you a price perspective on them. But you could collect these things forever. There's millions of variants. In fact, if I go back to here, you can see there's loads of variations on these Victorian satin glass jugs. I mean, in fact, there's one that's similar, but it's not even satin. It's multicoloured. Yeah, you could just go on forever. It's its own thing, its own collecting area. I'm just not going there.
In the back here, we've got all these little animals and things, yeah, lamp blown stuff. But little check decanter there. I think it's from the 1950s. I've seen that in one of the books or something very like that. So I'm going to try and pin that down a bit more closely to make a date.
We're looking at the glassmusterbuch.de website, and the bit we're looking at is the Bohemian glass, and the section is the glass export Novibor 1950s. And yeah, so I can't find an exact match for that decanter, but this is the class of decanter it is. I mean, this one's got flowers that are similar. You've got frosted ones with similar shaped stoppers and everything. So I think this is the group it's out. It might not be the exact same year as this, but they don't even know what year this is. So it is what it is. So we know it's Bohemian. I knew it was Bohemian anyway because of the way it's not a precise thing, but the way the pouring lip is made, where it's sort of like comes around in an upward curve and then is cut off at the top. That's a very distinctive Bohemian thing from sort of like mid-century. I think up to current time, other people did it, but for them, it's very them.
Got another Romanian basket up here. It's unusual that it's very tall. I like to stand back to get the picture. But you can see it's still got the same features with the blibby on the top, and the pulled foot. You see, so yeah, from 1970s. One day I'm going to have an office big enough to have one of these on my desk. This one's quite good in that not only has it got these really big, chunky, made in England, inkwells on it. They've got the lids. That is really unusual. Usually the lids are gone. Usually the bottles are gone, but in this case you've got all of it. Got the kind glass here, but it's got Web Corbett label on it. I haven't seen that label before. That's quite cool. And over here we've got a Davidson's opaline vase, basket I should say. So, it says it's stamped. Let's see if I can find the stamp.
So I thought I'd try and find that Web Corbett label. I've tried to find the pattern already without any luck, so yeah, that's off the... So I went for the label next, and this is the closest label I can find. It says circa 1970, but it says metallic label, and the one we were looking at was a plastic, transparent plastic one. So to me that implies that it's later than 1970 if they were producing these metallic-y. Usually when they talk about metallic ones, it's like a silver foil on top of paper, and that was a purely plastic one, which probably means it's a bit later than 1970, but I don't think we're going to pin it any closer than that.
So I found the stamp. I'm going to attempt to get it on here. It's just there, and the number is 130 643, I think, or 543. I'm going to try and find that. I'll be able to give an exact date for it.
So I had problems finding it in my usual references. There are no early Davidson's catalogues floating around. However, I just typed in Davidson's blue purline basket and I found a reference, glassencyclopedia.com, and this is the basket that we were looking at here. Da-da! So what it tells me is from the 643 suite named Brideshead by American, but it was registered in 1889, so we've got a year for it and everything, and we've got patent number, registration number, 130643. Anyway, so yeah, we're all good. I could have used the books that I've got, but I'm trying to stay away from the books if I possibly can find online references, because obviously books cost money, and I would like to try and help other collectors learn about glass without spending lots of money to do so.
So there you have it, the end of part 6. Those green Art Deco bowls confounded me. They might be Julius Nyman, they might not be, I don't know. You know how it goes. Anyway, I think there's going to be, well, there's definitely going to be 2 more parts to this. There might be 3. So yeah, there's a way to go yet. And so with that said, all the references I used will be in the description below. All the contact details for Kibworth Antiques will be in the description below. And please remember to like and subscribe, because it really helps my channel expand. And yeah, so thank you for watching. Have a good night. Good night.